Good morning. My name is Ellie Spicer, and I work for the New York and Vicinity Carpenters Labor Management Corporation. And welcome to the New York City District Council of Carpenters. We're very pleased to have this event with Balcony and partner with Balcony in bringing you Chris Ward and the rest of these exceptional panelists. We will get the program started, and first I'd like to introduce one of the co-chairs of Balcony, Bruce Ventimiglia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ellie. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Business and Labor Coalition, we were formed in 2006 and have grown nicely to about 1,000 members. We are constituted with business members, labor members, and association and affiliation sorts of members. You'll see a member directory actually in the handout that all of you have. The goal of the Business and Labor Coalition is to try to find common ground between business and labor. And as tough as it is to do that, we have made some great strides in the last 4 years. When we started, our first major initiative was to work on a 9/11 bill to try to get some help for the brave people who were involved in rescue, recovery, and cleanup, Canal Street South. There is a bill in place now that does help people if they've unfortunately been infected with toxins. Very proud to have been part of that. We had Sigourney Weaver and the late, great light heavyweight champion of the world, Jose Torres, doing those PSAs for us. We've moved on to lots of other issues, including addressing taxation in the state. We've worked on healthcare very aggressively. We actually, if you look at our website, which is balconynewyorkspelledout.com, have 7 principles of healthcare reform that we adopted between business and labor 2.5 years ago. So we've been fighting hard to try to get reformation in the healthcare system. We have also been recently working on major issues as they're related to infrastructure and job creation, which is vital to this state, as we all know. With that, I'm going to introduce you now, if I may, to our executive director, who's been spearheading this effort for the last 4 years, works very hard. Most of you in the room know him, Lou Gordon. Lou?
Thank you very much, and welcome to the second annual roasting of Chris Ward. Is that what we're doing today? That's why we're here. That's why we're here. Bill Clinton gave a State of the Union address one time, and his teleprompter failed. Well, my teleprompter hasn't failed, but I can't find my speech. So we'll try to wing it and see what happens. If anybody finds a blue folder, you get free tickets to a Yankee game, Mets game, or another one of my speeches. I want to thank everyone for coming here. It's in a blue folder, Mike Drennan, if you find it. And if you don't, we'll just go forward. One of the things I want to do is to introduce the panel. We have Bob Ledwith from Local 46 Metallic Latherers and Ironworkers, and Vice Chairman of the Building Trades Council of New York. We have Dr. James Milius, who's with the LESED program, and that's with the laborers organization that does Cooperative Education and Training Trust. We have Marianne Crotty, who is a fixture in state government and is currently working to try to get the MTA budgets approved up in Albany. Have you succeeded yet?
How we define success. We have succeeded.
We have Chris Ward, who you will all hear from again today. The other day he was talking about freight. Today he's going to talk about the future. Maybe the future and the freight will mingle sometime. They'll match, and we'll find out what happens there. My speech is still out there somewhere. Bruce Ventimiglia, you've all met. And then we have our friend Steve Anderson, who is an award-winning TV producer. He was with the group that produced the famous program on PBS, South Africa Now, which was one of the major assistants to eliminate apartheid in South Africa in the 80s and early 90s. He's formed a new venture that's called Infrastructure USA, and he'll give us a national perspective on infrastructure. All right, here's a couple of questions. How many of you come in by the bridges or tunnels? Okay. How many of you use the Port Authority path? How many of you in this month, next month, or in the future months will fly out of LaGuardia, JFK, or Kennedy, or Newark? If anybody's delayed, you can see Kara, because she works for, Kara, you work for Mr. Ward. So if anybody's delayed, call Kara. He's got other issues to deal with there. How many of you have ever gotten a car, ever gotten flowers from overseas that you gave to a loved one, or other things that... Nobody, no, Nicholas, you're a lover, right? Yeah, thank you, Nicholas. And that all comes in freight and cargo. So if you want to think of the Port Authority, think of your everyday lives. They touch all of you, they touch all of us. What I'd also like to do is to thank our co-sponsors here today. They're on the front page of our wonderful program, printed by Al Handel of Content Critical, or Critical Content. Al? I guess maybe he's in the ICU unit. You never know. He'll be back in here, but they print these for us. All of our sponsors are listed on the front, and it would take me 15 minutes to say hello to everybody, but you can see them. David Pollock is with one of our groups, Joseph Stam, and some other folks. I want to say there are a bunch of balcony people in the room. All of you stand up. Thank you. All of you sit down. Stand up. Sit down. All right. And so let's now, I just want to say thank you for coming. There'll be some free door prizes, which is different than a lot of other organizations. We're giving away a couple of theater tickets to Next to Normal, my autobiography. You like that one, huh? That's good. Thank you, thank you, sir. That's without my speech, Bruce. I'll never write a speech again. And also a couple of tickets to a Knick game. If they get LeBron, they're very valuable. If they don't, they're totally worthless. Just depends upon what side of the game you're on here. And then finally, we have 2 tickets from Joseph Stam and MedReview. They're over here, and they're for the New York Yankees, and they normally are valuable. And I want to thank everybody for coming. And now Chris Ward will explain to you the future of the Port Authority and transportation and cargo in New York. Thank you.